Hi, I'm Jonathan with All Access Card Shop, and who do we have today?
I'm Kai Schmitt,
And what did we do last weekend, Kai?
22nd at the Minnesota Regional.
Nice. And what do we play?
We on Furniture Labrynth, also affectionately known as IKEA Labrynth.
Nice, nice. Any shout-outs before we get started?
I got a shout out Tristan for loaning me Garuda. That came up once in the whole event, so nice. And Bryant for loaning me Chaos Angel, which didn't come up at all, but it was nice to have in case I needed it.
Yep, shout out to Brian. All right, let's get started.
Yep. So we'll get through the standard stuff. 1 Lovely, 3 Lady, 3 Ariana, 1 Ariane. More of a controversial pick. Sometimes it's really nice if you already have your board established to big welcome and bring out another draw card, so you can draw off of Ariana and Ariane and then set one. Didn't come up as much, but I think it's worth running a brickier card. Might change, we'll see. And then 2 of each of the little guys. So we got 2 Cuckoo, 2 Stovey, 2 Chandraglier. Stovey's the better of the 2. I like Stovey Toby. It's a level 2, so it also enables your Chaos Angel play if you so want it to. They're really good. They offer a lot of grind game potential, and also give you a little explosivity. You're not just locked into not being able to play when you lose dice roll. If you see them, you know, like a clock plus a Stovey or a clock Stovey Chandraglier, you're sitting really good and you're able to kind of build a lot of advantage and move from that. So that's about it for the Labrynth Monsters portion of the deck. We're gonna stack them up over here real nice. For the hand traps, 2 Nib, Gamma package. So good. This card just won me a game or 2 all on its own, just interacting at the right spot. You want to see it pretty much every starting hand if you can. It's a great card, going first or second. 3 Droll. I played 43 cards for this event. I should have played 40 because I didn't see Droll nearly as much as I would have liked to. It's just a really good card in the format and should be probably included in every deck. Main board or sideboard at the very minimum. That's it for the monsters. On to the spells. 3 Extrav, really nice. If they have an Ash, a lot of players will go for this, and that gives you an opportunity to Gamma and just build a lot of advantage. Or I ran Called By as well, just for like a little extra interaction. Ash can be really damaging for the deck, and so having answers for when that happens is really important. 1 field spell, must. And then 1 Temple of the Kings. If you see Temple of the Kings and Clock, plus like some other, you know, other ways to get into Engine, you're probably winning the game. It just snowballs advantage so quickly, because you're setting and activating 2 traps the turn you set them. And that's just kind of busted. Traps are kind of good. Like
Traps are good.
Traps are good when you can play them that way. 3 Skill Drain. Also a must. Great card. You love when you see it, you hate when you don't. The deck can very easily play under Skill Drain with the Furnitures. The Furnitures send as cost, so even if they're on the field, you can still activate them under Skill Drain. And if you get to that point in the game, you're sitting pretty good. 3 Big, standard, 3 Welcome. I almost cut it down to 2, but those times where you don't see Engine, it's really important to get into Engine as fast as possible. So just maximizing your likelihood of opening something you can use. Welcome's a really nice pitch off of the Furniture, just because you can then reset it the next turn off of Big Welcome. Getting those Welcomes engraved can really snowball you a lot of advantage, so that's good. And then a bunch of 1-ofs. We got Dogmatica Punishment, great card, self-explanatory. 1 Daruma Karma Cannon, booking the field be good a lot of times. It can save you from game-ending damage. It can get rid of untargetable monsters. that's just the way the card is. It's really good. Go to the deck still is Eradicator for both trap builds and furniture builds. Even though spells aren't as prevalent this format, Eradicator is the one I chose to main for the event. I might change or add in another virus. I used to run Full Force. I didn't for this event, and I didn't miss it. So Eradicator good. Mind Crush. This is kind of the spiciest probably thing present in the main deck. I really like setting up Eradicator and Mind Crush on when I go first, because I Eradicator them after Lovely ripping their hand. So I'll activate Lovely effect. If they don't have a response to Lovely, I Eradicator, rip all the spells from their hand. I will blind call spells, and it works out most of the time. And then afterwards, if they still got something you're worried about, you Mind Crush it. Bye-bye. It's good for Gammas too. And D-Barrier. I decided to throw it back in. I had completely cut it for a bit, and then I sided it for a bit. Didn't really come up that much. I think 1 or 2 games I went into it and helped a little bit. So yeah, that's it for the main deck. 43 cards. We'll go into the side. 3 lava. Might switch it for a kaiju, but the lava overperformed. I ended up playing a lot of cash players, and not many of them just set up the Arise Heart pass. I think it happened to me once or twice, and we were able to power through that. So when they committed to a larger board, Lava Golem, and then do your own thing. Pretty nice. 4 Bestials, 2 Mag, 1 Druisworm, 1 Baldrake. I only subbed it in against the Dragon Link player I played, and I didn't see them. So, but they're good to have. If I were to see Math Mech or anything else, that's a really nice card to have present. You can keep them in hand by using Big Welcome, bounce them back, so you can really get a lot of value out of these when the matchup calls for it. I last minute changed this on the drive over. I felt like I was disrespecting cash a little bit by only relying on Lava Golem, so I originally had 6 Bestials in the side because I was a little worried about Math Mech and a couple others, and I said, no, 4 should be enough. We'll throw in the evenly, and the 2 was enough. I saw it when I needed it. Yeah, it was great. Pretty self-explanatory card. 2 Deck Devi. This is instant win against Super Heavy Samurai. Not much to say there. Never put it in. Never put it in because I did not play that matchup. Also for cash, I included 1 extra copy of Eradicator, or if I ran into the mirror, I wanted to be able to go into it because I also ran Trap Trick, which is just a 3rd copy of any of the 2-ofs in the deck. So then I threw in the funny card, Trickstar Reincarnation. Never subbed it in because I wasn't seeing roll, so it did not come up. It's a funny card and maybe has a place in the deck eventually. It's a draw format, so. And then a pointer. I would swap it for Mind Crush when I knew I was going first. Came up once or twice and actually performed really well, so that was awesome. That's it for the side deck and the main deck. Onto the extra deck. Don't really go into it that much, so we'll breeze through it. Omega for the driver and Gamma. Chaos Angel, borrowed from Bryant, of course.
Shout out Bryant.
Shout out Bryant. Never came up. There was at the point almost every time where I was sitting on a large field full of stuff, I was so comfortable with the resources I was securing and where I was at game position wise that I felt that going into the extra deck wasn't necessary. 1 Barone, never came up, never wanted it to come up, so that's fine. Most of these are just they get sent away with extravagance, so whatever you have left, you're happy with after that. Muckracker, once or twice, did a little work. It's just a nice Fiend link 2 for when you are locked into Fiends from your Welcome Labrynth. Dogmatica target, Tri-Brigade into Garura. Free +1, 35k body to send off of Dogmatica. 2 Entis, it was enough. You don't see Dogmatica every single game when you only run 1, and so you really just search it out when you're already in a comfortable game state where you're able to grind through anyways. Then we will go to the rank fours. Evil Swarm, Baguska, self-explanatory, never came up. And one Zeus, never came up. Good card, great card. Exciton into Zeus, kind of be the play line. Small Dragluvion package, never came up. I do have to shout out I believe it was third round opponent who was playing a going second FTK strategy with a bunch of rank 8s and also was running the Dragluvion package. Unfortunately, this deck really gets a lot of advantage by going first and can set up Eradicator, which ends a lot of decks. Then one Zombie Stein. I felt if I ever needed a bigger body under skill drain, it's good to have present. And yeah, that's it for the profile. It was a fun regional. Any questions?
Yeah. Was there any changes you think you make to the deck? Just the main deck probably cut down to 40?
Yeah, I think some of these one-of traps like D-Barrier and...
Reincarnation maybe in the side, or like play around with numbers maybe?
Reincarnation is in the side.
Yep.
So I think maybe even Karma Cannon could move into the side as well. Yeah, I really felt that I didn't need them as much as I originally thought I was going to need them. So yeah, the baseline engine was really enough to get me there in most cases. My games were very quick. I think almost all of them ended within the first like 15 to 20 minutes. So we were either doing really well and we won quick, or we were doing really poorly and we lost quick. So
yeah, win fast, lose fast.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Which is, I mean, it keeps your mind a little more present.
Yeah.
You only have to think for about 20 minutes and then you're set. You get a little break.
Perfect. All right. Well, sounds good, Kai. Hopefully we see you in the top tables again.